Go monster super speedway down to a smaller itty bitty Iowa track in a little bit. Tonight in the booth, Robbie, Vids, T Clay, Night King, and sitting on the side as an in-brief reporter who's not going to necessarily be talking, just helping us with updates, the one and only chicane master at the Robo, Buck. Great to have him in here. So yes, he will be helping us out, giving us a lap count. So thanks for that. Night King, your first time in the booth. What are your thoughts, man?
Well, it's definitely going to be an interesting night here, especially at Iowa. Such a short track, 7/8 of a mile. So it's going to create a lot of hard, tough racing. Got to watch out for a bunch of wrecks. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to be up in the booth for my first time. See how this goes.
Yeah, we're excited to have you up here. Robbie, these guys are going to be on sliders tonight, not their custom setups. We saw how dominant some of these guys could be in draft and on the outside and their custom. Being on a slider, do you think we're still going to see close, intense racing like we did?
Yeah, we're going to see it more now than ever. I mean, using a slider is completely different to custom. I mean, we all know that using a custom setup, you can be just a bit better than the other guy, or you could be majorly better than the other guy. But this, being on sliders, sort of makes a bit closer racing and gives them a sort of level playing field, you could say.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. We've been seeing it quite a bit at these super speedways. People try and make that high line work, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Especially in a slider, it makes it a little bit more difficult. T. Clay, welcome aboard, man. Great to have you back. Which of these two tracks do you prefer to go to? Something I always like to do too beforehand is just go through and check the daily leaderboard at some of these racetracks, because you can tell who's been out there practicing and who hasn't. Especially, I mean, the last couple times we've been doing this, everybody's been practicing on sliders, Xfinity, and Cup, and they have been dominating the daily and the weekly leaderboard and getting quite a few of them up there on the all-time. Looking at the daily right now, I'm not seeing too many names that we will recognize. But guys, I'm excited, man. Both are fun tracks. I enjoy both of them at the same time. Jumping through here real quick. Yeah, still not seeing anybody out there. Talladega is not a track that you necessarily have to practice at. It is a fun track to do, especially on a slider too. So of these two tracks, I think I would have been practicing a little bit more at Iowa, because it is the Cups tonight. You're driving a little bit heavier car, a little bit more horsepower. They don't actually race Iowa, but so a little bit more goes into it there, I think.
Yeah, not seeing any times from the gig at you guys just yet. Daily, don't have anything there, and can't see any of our guys there.
Thank you, Money Mike.
Sliders,
yeah, Money Mike just told me the music needs to be lowered, so let me go ahead and do that real quick. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I've been trying to work back and forth. This is my 5th time actually broadcasting, not just commentating. But so let me see if that works a little bit better for you guys. I went down one click. If that's not any better, Money Mike, let me do it. Let me know one more time. Thanks for the sign test. Sorry, Robbie.
No, you're good, man. Yeah, so I'm not seeing any of our guys' times on Talladega. You can definitely tell they're on sliders. We all know that the sliders run a lot slower. But definitely going to have some interesting racing tonight, and I can't wait to see who is going to work with who. I know we've got a few Team NOCO drivers out there tonight that are probably going to pick up some other guys from other teams and work that outside line. We're definitely in for some really close racing. Now, I haven't really heard from NOCO much this week, so I don't know if he's been busy. I don't know if he's got plenty of practice in, or if he's just been, putting his head down and just getting on with this track with the sliders. So we're not sure what's going to happen. NOCO is definitely going to be a favourite to win tonight.
Thank you, Money Mike. Still checking in out there, working on the sound levels for you guys. Music volume off, effects volume. How about that? We'll turn the music off, but we'll leave the effects on just on the third click right there. Robbie himself has said, hey, turn that back up a little bit. We'd like hearing them big old V8s go around the track. So we'll turn the music off and leave the effects on. And I'll turn it down just one click to be on the safe side. That way you can still hear it. If we need to go up for the next one, Money Mike, please let me know, or if anybody else out there. So thank you guys for helping me. Like I said, I think this is the actual 5th time I've ever broadcasted. Anything you guys have to help me better myself, and that only helps better the broadcast, I would be much appreciated on it. So Tom Horton out there, that's the old dirt dog. Thanks for joining in already. He's not feeling too well today, man. So I hope you're feeling a little bit better. We had some fun last night. And of course, we all know the old one and only Coco Money out there. We know him as Money Mike. I also call him the Hitchhiker, like you guys say, man. We're gonna have some fun racing tonight. I love being in the booth. Thanks for having me up here to Giggity Racing and everybody. But these are going to be 2 fun, intense tracks. Well, as always, Noko has to, he has got to be brought up, but you know, RJ Spitty, we got Buck out there, Wicked Gatekeeper. There's so many names that are fast, and these tracks right now can play a dark horse. We saw it last night in the Xfinity race where one of the guys who finished 3rd in both races wasn't actually in the points and helped disrupt those points a little bit. So, you know, points are going to be of a major factor for these guys tonight. But Iowa, you know, you got to be on your game there, and anybody can win at Talladega on that last lap, last second pass. Who's going to work with each other up there? So I can't actually going to give you a name tonight because anybody can win any race. Money Mike out there says Wicked's going to win Dega. Robbie, do you have any picks?
Just looking at the point standings now, I reckon RJ Smitty's definitely going to be up there tonight. Don't know, I can't really put my finger on any at all. There's so many good drivers, but I'm going to go for a dark horse here, and for once I'm going to go outside of the box, and I'm going to go for Checkmate Taylor to win Dega.
Oh, Checkmate, good car. He'll be in that number 9 car. Real quick, Night King and T Clay, if you could please double check, getting a little confirmation out there in YouTube land. They can only hear Robbie and I. Please make sure that your chat settings are on always allow in the booth, please. Just and if you guys want to go back and change that later, no problem. But for broadcasting purposes, man, always allow, guys. Thank you guys for letting us know, because it is kind of weird. It happened last night. If I sit here and talk to Night King or T Clay, and next thing you know, you guys don't hear nothing except for me talk, that makes it sound even more, I guess funny is the word.
Yeah, 10-4 pudding. Sorry about that. I did have my settings on Do Not Allow. Appreciate you bringing that up. I should have it fixed now, so if somebody can give us confirmation, see if they can hear T Clay.
I'm excited to have you guys up here in the booth. Last time we up there, like Robbie said, it was a great time. And on top of that, we got Night Team. So, man, we're going to have a good booth.
Test.
Is Talladega even a dirt dog can win? That's right. Anybody can win. Wicked Gatekeeper's getting a lot of good choices out there.
All right, my test worked out.
They can't hear you
now.
It
on the chat.
Yeah, you can't. Yep, you are now affirmed. Yep, good.
All right.
Night King affirmed. Thank you, Money. We do appreciate it, Mike. Once again, guys, we do have Buck in the booth tonight. He's not going to be able to be heard, but he is there to help keep us updated on lap counts, positions, stages, and to give us some invites. So thanks a lot, Buck. And thanks a lot personally to Buck, too, today. I'm still not over how well he drove that Roval race and how well he went through those chicanes. And like I said, he took time out of his day and said, come on, Puddin', I'll help you out. So it was cool. Again, everybody in Giggity helping people out, man. It's awesome. So thanks to Buck out there. We are getting ready to finish up the qualifying.
I tell you what, I just got the invite to the race. I'm looking through the people that's going to be participating in the race, and y'all were talking about who you think is going to win. I saw a name I haven't seen in a couple of weeks, and it's good to see him on here. I think I'm going to go with Blakey T tonight.
Old Blakey T,
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard from him for a while. Go ahead.
I've raced him before. Him in Iowa. He's just a madman on that low line in Iowa. Just can make it work, make it fly, make it stick. So it'd be interesting to see him out there racing tonight.
Certain courses out there, we call it the T Clay line on road courses. Blakey T has his own line at Iowa. He says that he's not very good on super speedways and other stuff, but he's very proficient all the way around. But we all know that Blakey T does love himself some Iowa. But I agree with you. That'll be interesting to see how he can pull everything off tonight. And he's very good on old tires. I don't know if you guys have watched him before or raced with him, but that man on old tires, and once again, I don't know if I'm completely buying it, but claims that he never makes any pit adjustments whatsoever on a slider. But if that's what he says, we were going to go with it. But he's very good, and I know he was excited to see Iowa on the list tonight. We look at all this guy. We got 9 people out there watching. Look at this. Everybody out here in YouTube world already back on their Money Mike. Tom Horton. We know him as Dirt Dog. We got Bobby Garrick out there, man. We get so many regular people who come back to watch the broadcast and participate, and we do appreciate that. And Money Mike, Buck is calling you a prince. I mean, yeah, Buck is a princess from Money Mike, just to let you know. It's alright, he says. I know you guys can't hear Buck, but yeah, it's an inside joke. So, alright, we're getting ready to go green flag racing. Buck sitting on the pole, guys. Princess Leia himself, right there. Night King, this is your first time in the booth, man. Hit that options button, go up there, Lowell. Let's have you take him through the first lap, man. Glad to have you up here. What's up, Talladega?
Yeah, thank you. I'm still working on getting in.
Yeah, as soon as we get loaded in here, it does take a split second. We do make sure that we don't actually participate in the race.
Oh, we're starting at Talladega today.
Mm-hmm. He's my princess, Money Mike says. I love all the inside jokes. I know RKN throws them back at me, Robbie and I back and forth, and everybody else out there. Man, it's so much fun. All right, excuse me, Night King. Everybody, take him down from the green flag.
All right, we got Buck starting up front. Got RKM Giggity on the second row. Try to get a good view here.
Yeah, it is a little difficult to flip through. Like I said, I am on the
outside
broadcast.
line starting to fall apart. Everybody dropping down to the inside. All going single file. Got 3s left on the outside. 7 on the inside.
Looks like RKM Giggity might have got hung out to dry there. So he's going back in the field right now. Maybe he can take that lead away and push up towards the front as he continues to fall back in line.
Yeah, everybody's looks like they're working 1, 2, 3 right there. RKM right behind Buck, right behind Buck. We see that RJ Spitty, that 24. 2 cars go to the high side right there. I believe that's Wicked. I can't see, trying to flip back, but no, that's not Wicked. Wicked's right there in the 42. I apologize, guys. That's Chuckmate Taylor. They all duck back in. Red car to the high side. Buck still out here pulling these long cars, man. I love seeing these long trains like this and everybody work together. It's so awesome, especially in the speeds they hit.
Buck, how many laps do we have in the first stage here, buddy? Buck just confirmed we got 27 laps in the first stage. We'll count these down shortly and see if we can get us a stage 1 winner here in just a little bit.
Yeah, everybody's definitely going to want to work with each other on green flag pit strategies. You do not want to be solo here. We all know the draft is very important. Robbie, do you prefer the high line or low line at Dega?
Me, I prefer the low line, and I'll just be real patient at Dega, the same at Daytona as well. I was just looking at Noko's car, and he's actually driving the 37 A-Trout's motor that he's been racing all season, so that's a tribute to A-Trout there. We love you, bro, and I hope you're getting well and feeling better. And we miss you, bro, and can't wait to see you back out here on the track.
How many laps of fuel do you have, Buck?
42, a Wicked Gatekeeper trying to make the outside work, falls back to the inside.
16, so we will have to see one pit stop here. That'll be cool.
Yeah, I love what Buck does again, and everybody still thinking about you out there, A-Trout. Thanks for bringing it up. And I still love how he's in a black car, too, notorious black car, you know, Noko. And once again, Ed though, got to talk to him, got to see him in racing lately, got some confirmation. Ed's doing good, just waiting on everything else. So everything that's happened here in the last couple of months with Giggity, thank you guys for all of your support. Keep everybody else in your thoughts and prayers, as we're still going wild here at Talladega. Cars are starting to try to make that high sign work. RJ Speedy to the outside, Wiki goes with him, RKM right on the back of Buck. 2 cars to the inside, 3 cars to the inside. Who's going to do what? More cars. Noco in that 37 right there, pushing these 3 cars, the 3-car train, 2 cars on the outside, still trying to make it work, guys. Power of numbers, man. It's the power of numbers.
Going back to what something me and you were talking about last night, Robbie, you can comment in on this if you want to. We're talking about different sliders here, since you said this is presets, right?
Correct.
So you got a lot of guys that run to 1, and then you got a lot of guys that run to like a 5 or 6. How do you think that benefits in the long run or the short run on this track?
I tried last night at a fun lobby. I used to run anywhere from a 2 to a 3. I didn't want to be super tight. I actually tried 5 and 6s, and I found out that I was a lot more stable, believe it or not, because the joystick wasn't so touchy, the cars being so tight. So I found a higher slider for me worked out, especially when I was in traffic. Something I was experimenting with last night again in a fun lobby, but I think I'm going to try something like that few more times before I go league racing with it to confirm how it works, but yeah, I went with a higher slider and it worked out better for me last night for the first time.
How about you, Shinny Vids?
Shinny Vids. I found that running a higher slider, going 4 or above, sort of changes the tyre wear, and that can completely change the way the car handles and how you can sit on that yellow line. So I find being on the slider 3 is actually best to run at Talladega and Daytona. What about you?
I've always just coming into Heat 3, racing in TTR like we used to, I've always stuck with the 1, and I still continue to stick with the 1. I just feel like it's very steady, and if you can get that low line, you can sit there and hold it, not have to worry about your tires falling off. So that's what I like. Everybody's got their different preferences, though. Like we talk about a lot. One guy's setup doesn't always work for somebody else, so it's really driver preference.
Night King, what do you prefer?
I prefer a 1 or a 2, because it seems like to me if I go any higher than that, needing to switch lanes really quick just makes you all too loose and gives you more of an opportunity to mess up. And so I like to keep it down low, keeps my car tight and steady for when I need to make those quick moves from the inside lane to block the outside lane.
I'll tell y'all what, these guys right here holding a tight pack. Every car that started this race is within half a second of each other.
I was just going to say, T. Clay, you could throw a blanket over these guys. Great to see nobody has lost the draft yet, and that's always more fun racing. I do have it on camera angle on. Buck,
number 12 car gets in the number 9 car, puts number 9 car into the wall. Now Hooter's car is going to put him back. He may lose the draft right here.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully not. Don't want to
Looks like they have a car in between him and the pack, so maybe those 2 cars there can pull together and get towards the front.
And those are the 2 cars that made the contact, RKM and that Checkmate Taylor. Now they got to work together to catch that pack back up.
Yeah, look at these guys, man. They are Checkmate's trying to keep up with it. I believe that's Mills back there with him. Guys, yeah, that's unfortunate. As soon as we talk about it, it's that commentator's curse. We do have stages, so don't worry about it, but that's very unfortunate for him. Checkmate Taylor was a pick to win for one of our guys up here in the booth tonight. I believe that was our old buddy, English Robbie, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Thanks again last night too. We had a special broadcaster temporary last night. Falcon, he is the real Aussie. Robbie is the real Englishman. So again, it was an inside joke, and it started to get a little out of hand. So Robbie wants to make sure everybody knows that he is not Australian. Falcon is Australian. Robbie is English, guys.
Yeah, I think they could most definitely tell the difference now. I mean, the difference in accent is uncanny, and yeah, we're definitely similar. But I'd like to commentate with a bloke one day, and it'd be nice to race without Robbie Beards on the track one day and see how he does. So that's for you, Falcon.
That's awesome. That's absolutely
Buck,
awesome.
how's it feel down there with them guys right on your rear? Looks like they're getting a pretty good push there, buddy.
Remember, nobody can hear Buck.
Yeah. Yeah, he just said it's kind of scary down there. Got a lot of guys pushing on him. He's got it pinned down towards the bottom. He's holding a good line. Looks like he's doing a pretty good job keeping that number 1 position.
RKM still right there on his tail. Wicked sitting back there in 4th. Got that 88 car right behind him. That's Blakey T, the man, the myth, the legend himself, guys. Look at these. I love when we can go giggity racing at super speedways. You don't get to see it very often, especially in public lobbies. How often? RKM to the outside of Blakey T. Will anybody go with him? No. Wicked's right there. Wicked's going to get hung out to dry. No one's going with him. RJ to the inside. They make contact. Wicked goes to the high side. Oh, gets down in the no-go just a little bit, guys. This is a very aero-sensitive track. Remember, damage is on. You have to maintain that car. Any crinkle can affect it. No-go goes to the outside. Can you have anybody go with him? The Deuce race right there goes with him to the Black Deuce. Love that paint scheme. And I think that's Mills right there in that 12 car. It says, hey, guys, I'll come right there with you. No, Mills is in the 2. Mills is on the 2. Excuse me, and that's RKM in the 12. Excuse me, guys. They are the Penske cars. I was misconstrued. RKM in the 12. Mills in the 2. They go with Noco in that black 37. Buck still out front. Blakey T on the inside. Oh, look at this, guys. It's getting intense already.
Buck, how many laps are we at right now? 12 out of 27 right now, going down the backstretch. Here we go. You said you got 16 laps on fuel, is that correct? 8 laps of fuel left, so...
Liza Plant's 71. Guys, we've got our numbers mixed up, guys. Liza Plant's then right there in that 71 rate on Buck over. So we do apologize again. But yeah, right now we got Buck, Liza Plant, Blakey T, RJ. Oh, Wicked goes to the outside. Everybody trying to duck back in. He has no help. No one's behind him. Going to suck back down in. They're going to snail trail down the front straightaway. They're going to come up on Chuck Taylor, the slower car. Probably making some pit adjustments. A little bit of pit strategy for a little bit later. Hopefully, he can catch the tail of this draft. We know he's going to give respect and stay low as he does, and that's very awesome, man. That's sweet to see.
I don't know if y'all saw that right now. I don't know if RKM got Mills loose, but Mills' car looked like it was either lagging out or he got super loose and about lost it, but it looks like he gathered it back together and has seemed to straighten it out here right behind that number 24 car and in between the 12.
And the 9 car of Checkmate Taylor does go a lap down here.
And being the first car a lap down, you know that he will be able to get that to the back, so that is fortunate for him. He is always fast. Sorry,
we got some cars going on high right here.
Yep, trying to respond to all of our YouTube
and Mills
fans out
get
there.
It done out here on the outside.
'71 of Life as a Plant looking to go to the outside. Trying to make it work. It look like it's going to be hung out to dry with the 24 car.
Mm-hmm.
Curious to see who's going to work with who right here coming down in this pit strategy. You got 2 cars coming to the inside. Looks like Mills and RKM are going to pit. Mills misses the pit. He's going to have to make a run through. Here he goes.
Oh. Go ahead, take it, T-Clay. That is not good.
He's going really fast down that pit lane. You know how that is. Here he comes back on the track. He's going to have to make another lap. This will not be good for him. Maybe he will not go a lap down, but I would think that he might be able to go a lap down right here. This could not be good for Mills. I hate to see that for him. You know, that's never good. It's one of them things, you dive down there with somebody else. You get going, you hit the brakes wrong, you get sideways. Nothing you can do but just get back on the throttle and get back through that pit lane and get back on there.
And that could hurt the 12 car of RKM Giggity because now he doesn't have a track partner coming out of the pits.
Green flag stops being made. Everybody, because they are Wicked, Blakey T, RJ Smitty, Buck, everybody coming in, going down through the gears, hard on the binders. Do not want a pit lane speeding penalty. That will affect your getting off of here and losing the draft with your working buddies. These guys trying to stick together, it looks like right now.
Noco stayed out for that one. I wonder if it's going to come in on the next one. We'll soon find out.
Yeah, here comes Checkmate Taylor out of turn 4 right now, passing that Sunoco sign. Let's see what happens here when he catches back up to the pits. Excuse me, actually, he's coming out of turn 2 there. He's now entering the backstretch. Excuse me.
pretty quick pit stops. People probably just
Blakey
take
T
it
looks like he's coming back out on the track right now.
Yeah, all of them come back out, and they all made really quick pit stop strategies. I'm not wondering if they took fuel only to get to the end of the stage. Tires here, not a big deal, but they do fall off. You do want to get that for sure, 100% under the stage, but I think those guys took fuel only to get to the end. I think that's what I
Puddin',
saw.
if you will, switch over to Blakey T's car and look behind him. All these cars have about a 2-second gap in between them. This could not be good for some of these guys trying to get back up towards that front.
Yeah, Blakey T's
They've got a lot of space
solo,
in between
so
these guys.
He does have help coming if they can all work together and get back up to him. Blakey D is leading this track. They have separated. 2 cars behind him, I do believe, are going to be able to get that draft. Noko is now on pit lane. Buck's right there. It looks like Buck and RJ Smitty are trying to. RJ Smitty's trying to get to that rear bumper of that Coors Light car of Buck. So let's see how that works out for him. If they can do that, they'll catch up to Blakey. We see Lysa Plant right behind 42 of Wicked as Noko's coming out. Noko has no drafting help right now, but he is a master strategist. Something up his car, up his sleeves maybe. Let's see what happens, but let's see if these cars can get back up to Blakey. That's a good observation.
Yeah, RJ Smitty is definitely catching the draft, and they are catching Blakey T fast, which is actually a good thing because with that gap they had, it looked like they might not be able to catch him, but they caught up to him pretty quick.
They're going to try to make a move around him.
There we go, guys. I put the OH out there to all the Ohio people. We got NRG and the GOAT both saying IO. Great to have you guys out there. OHIO. Great state of Ohio. These guys are now
Looks like
working
Buck
out.
gets past.
Yeah, RJ Smitty, Buck, and Blakey T all running underneath the pack. They have caught Blakey T, what you were talking about. He was out first, and he had a couple second lead, but he was running solo. Those cars now are running 1, 2, 3 right there.
Looks like Noko's going to find himself a drafting partner. Checkmate's taking the high line, letting Noko catch up to him, so we'll find out if these guys are going to work together here.
Not sure what RKM's doing, but he's going extremely slow.
Dakota Clark, Kay Larson out there. Thanks for joining. He said, good luck, guys, man. You live in Ohio, Puddin'? Not right at the moment, the Goat Bird. I am from Ohio. My wife and I do travel nursing. A lot of people know that. Our first year out on the road, but yes, we are originally from Columbus, Ohio. Born and bred. Spent a lot of my time out in Independence, Missouri, Kansas City area on the family farm, but yes, I am from Columbus, Ohio. These guys, Blakey T, still pulling RJ Smitty and Buck right behind him. You want to be in that draft. You are going to use left fuel if in the back of that draft. Lysa Plant and oh, there they go. RJ Smitty and Buck to the high side. Are they going to run the train on Blakey T? They are working that high side. HWH, high, wide, and handsome, guys.
The 24 drops down in front of Blakey T, leaving the 00 Buck out to dry.
Oh, he's from
It
Chillicothe.
looks like RKM was waiting on Mills. He waited about a half a lap to get back up to him. Actually let Mills pass him, and now he's pulling on his draft, going back down the backstretch here. Surprised to see him do that as much time as he lost right there.
That's good teamwork, though.
Yes, sir,
That's
it
awesome,
is.
man. I know exactly where Chillicothe is. I raced my motorcycle out there in Circleville at the Circleville Fairgrounds a lot. And when it was known as KC, they have changed the name of that. That's where I did race my modified and street stock for a little bit. That's awesome, Bert. I didn't know that, but that's cool, man. It's great to meet more people from Ohio. See,
Buck's got under Blakey T, and he's still on the inside. We've got RJ Smitty on the outside, Blakey T just behind him. Ooh, what's going to happen? Ooh, puts Buck back into third place. Come on, Buck, I'm rooting for you, man.
RJ Smitty right around Blakey T, it looks like, guys. How many laps are left in this stage? We're getting some questions out there. Yeah, it's atomic now, that's right, yep. 5 laps to go from Buck, so stage end coming up. Team Noco running at 3 and 4, like Buddy Mike just said. 6 laps. We got 6 laps. Kerry Larson said he wishes you were out there with him, man, and we do wish you were out here. You're a great competitor and a great guy, man. We played a little Call of Duty, raced together, man. Kerry Larson, one of another great people out there. All of you guys are fantastic, and I enjoy any time I get to talk or play anything with you guys. I'm going to switch back real quick just to check this out. I want to see Noko is still running by himself. Yes, and the two Penske cars right there, RKM and Mills working together. Life's a Plant is still stuck to the back of Wicked Gatekeeper. So these guys are working tandem and, to get back up in there in that draft. The only car I can find right now that appears to be solo is that Noko and Checkmate Taylor car. Back to the Blakey T, RJ Smitty, and Buck battle up here, guys. This is awesome racing. Everybody a little strategy. Glad that everybody sucked up on that draft and worked with them, though. Talladega is always fun. You know, it's kind of mind-numbing because you concentrate so hard on not losing the car in front of you, and you can overdrive yourself and the car by trying to keep up with that draft, which can affect everybody. Not seeing that happen right now, though.
I'm just wondering, when Wicked catches up with Buck, are they going to, is Wicked going to leave Life's a Plant behind and start working with his teammate? That's what I'm interested to see.
Yeah, we got to see what happens there. Great race in here, and don't forget, guys, we got another barn burner coming up after this. We are going short track style at Iowa, Blakey T's favorite track, as we all know, as he's sitting right behind RJ Smitty, Buck right behind him. Buck, how's the car handling real quick? I know they can't hear you, but go ahead, buddy. We just get. Buck said he's running a little bit low on tires. These guys are still right here. He said 6 laps to go. We got to be checking them down. We got to be going. We're definitely under 5, probably 4 to go. This is a long track. 3 to go. There you go. Thank you, Buck. Yes, this is a long track. Laps click off pretty quick. Here it's a little bit longer, but at the same time, if you don't have anybody to draft with, it's a lot more difficult. You know, Night King, where would you have pitted? Would you have gone with the leaders, or would you have stayed out to try to get some position?
I would have tried to pit with the majority. That way you have the most draft partners to work with coming off of pit road.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's a good idea. You know, everybody's got a different strategy.
And if you pit too early, you'll be the only one pitting, and you'll have nobody to work with coming out of the pits, and you'll be stuck, end up going a lap down.
For anybody else watching out there, don't you think that Night King sounds just like Pendle? No Pit Pendle, NPP.
NPP.
Let us know.
Yeah, right. Sorry guys, once again, trying to keep up with everybody else out there in YouTube world. Dirty South Racer Network, we know that's our own MP. Rupert says we can't hear Buck. Buck chose not to be heard. He's just giving us some laps and stuff. That was a personal decision. We do appreciate that, especially at a track like this where you need a lot of concentration. It is pretty difficult to talk and drive, so we do appreciate everything you do, and that's why Buck cannot be heard. He chose not to be heard so he can focus on the race, guys. We still are, Robbie was talking about earlier with the points. Buck did talk to him a little bit earlier pre-race. He is nervous about how everything's going to work out. I'm going to start calling him the Roval Master, man. That man put on him one heck of a race at the chicanes with RJ Smitty, Blakey T, and Buck still hooked together. Jumping back, look at that. Noko has now caught the team of Penske back here of Mills and RKM. Noko was running by himself and caught these guys. I wonder if they drop back a little bit to help them, because again, number is power, power is numbers here. The more the merrier.
Now, are we coming down to the checker flag here, or coming down to the white flag as they come out of turn 4? Looks like everybody's just going to stay relaxed and keep their place coming here to the checkered.
Thanks a lot, guys, everybody out there. We got 14 people. Robbie Vitz talks about it all the time. Anytime, if you haven't already subscribed, but we do appreciate likes too, man. Hit that like and subscribe button. Once we do get up to 300 subscribers, Robbie Vids will give us that old patented Robbie Vids saying, which we all love to hear him say. but we need some more subscribers before he does it. But Noko back here going to the inside. The Penske cars, they are not running. There we go. Suck right back up. Noko to the inside. It's a tandem 2-on-1 back here. Noko gets into the side of Arcam. No harm, no foul. That was definitely not intentional. I think Arcam was trying to get back in. I believe if the car's slowing down, I think that might have been the end of the stage, guys.
Yeah, it looks like these guys are going to take their pit stop here and get their adjustments in, and then get back on the grid here, and then we're going to rack them and stack them, and then we're going to go green. Got to say, guys, a lot of these drivers actually played it real patient during that first stage, which is always good to see. It's something I talk about a lot, and I do mention it a lot to my team as well. You know, patience is key on one of these tracks, and I'm interested to see who's going to take the win in this second stage here.
Alright, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, dogs and cats, we have them back all grouped up. Again, a couple cars might have went a lap down on that stage. Everybody trying to stick together once again, trying to flip through. Sorry guys, it's a little bit difficult here. I'm still trying to learn. I do love doing this.
Yeah, Pudding, we can't hear you very well. I don't know what you're doing with your mic, but
is that better for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, I turned my volume down because of how loud I can get. I pulled it away just a little bit, so I do apologize for that. I should turn the volume up a little bit better. But and fun lobbies and stuff, as you all know, I do like to listen to music, and I try to make it so you guys don't have to. These guys are now getting back into that single file draft. Wicked is back there by himself, pulls in right in front of Checkmate Taylor, Blakey T in that 88 car, excuse me, pulling up. RJ spinning to the outside, gets loose a little bit, no help. He is going to fall back. Hopefully he can keep the draft, T-Clay. Okay, good conversation, buddy. Tom Horton says I'm so excited, and I'm just going to type him back, and I just can't hide it. All right. So once again, no caution so far. Only green flag pit stops. That high line now starting to develop a little bit. Noko leading that. Wicked right behind him. Two cars jump back down into that single file line. I believe that's Checkmate Taylor back there.
Car makes a little contact.
Yeah, 42. That's Wicked Gatekeeper. He's right there, stuck on the back bumper of Noko, though.
Scroll through and try to keep an eye on that battle.
Yep, that's the 12 car back there. It's falling off just a little bit, but I think you still have enough, just a sniff of that draft to keep it. I can't multitask, as a lot of you guys know. I'm trying to type and talk a little bit. I just misspelled a word, and guess what? Mr. Dirt Dog Tom Horton himself is real quick to correct me. I love everything that we have going on here in Giggity, man. All the fun that we do have, and look at this racing.
To the inside of Blakey T, but the two cars pushing up the middle. Mills being pushed by Life as a Plant, trying to take that #1 spot. Blakey T in the 88 dropping back.
Oh, they're getting real squirrely.
Oh, 3 wide. We know how difficult it is to be in the draft, let alone have that side draft with you. It can upset your car, and if you make a mistake, it can hit the car behind you and create what we know at the super speedways as the big one, Rob Clay and Night King. So you got to be real careful. Glad to see they're trying to work this out, but positions, they want to get anything they can to get up there.
I can see that 71 of Lights of Plant tried leaning on the 42 there, trying to get some side draft. But look, first Team Noko, second Team Noko, third second. Team Noko. Yeah, and Buck's here in the booth with us tonight, and he's sat there having a conversation with somebody. I think it's his mother, and he's just chilling here, riding in first place, holding that line nice and smooth.
See, that's how you multitask. That I can't do that. Buck right there, Noko pulling it behind it. That's well done. Life's a Plant right behind him. Trying to see, oh, that Hooters car, Chuck Taylor, starting to fall off just a little bit. We do not want to see that. We want to see everybody up here in the draft. RKM up to the high side. Might have touched the apron, got a little loose. Mills pulls in right behind him. 71, 42, 37, and 00. That's, we go Buck, Noco, Wicked.
RJ trying to make a move on the outside. Doesn't look like they had the momentum to make a move like that, so starting to fall back. Getting back in line on the bottom.
I still can't see or hear you right now. Whatever you're doing out there, Tim Horton, or Tom Horton, he's got me blocked. That's your new name, actually, Tim Horton. I'm gonna start calling you Hody Ho right there, buddy. RJ Smitty to the inside. Car's trying to make that high line work.
Filing in, making a move on the leaders here.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Blakey T to the high side.
Side drafting off a Buck, trying to keep that momentum on the outside going.
Oh, it's so hard to keep these cars stable side by side sometimes, especially on sliders.
42.
Customs is a lot easier. Buck still right there. Does not want to see that black car in the rearview mirror. We know who that is. Car to below the yellow line. There is a gentleman rule, guys. We do have a gentleman's rule. Don't pass underneath it if you get bumped. So, again, these guys know that. They didn't do it intentionally. So that was a great move for Mills to let RKM come right back up. RKM to the high side. Mills trying to go with him. Buck still up front, Wicked right behind him. Then there's RJ Smitty trying to push that deuce of Mills and RKN to make that high side. Noco 2's up there too. No, that's Life's a Plant. That was one heck of a move. Excuse me.
Look at these boys. Wow. They're like, we want Team Noco. Come here, boys.
Wow, I'm not gonna lie. That was a power move by Life's a Plant right there. That was awesome to see.
Outside getting the momentum again.
Them Penske boys have been working together.
Penske about to fall back.
Buck, Noco, Wicked, RJ, RKM, Mills, Life's a Plant, all right here. Throw a blanket on top of them, as we keep saying. Blakey T trying to get back up there, not losing that draft. Those two boys on the outside, they're going to make that forward power work. Trying, but the draft, again, we talked about earlier, power is numbers, guys. You get the more you have, the faster you are. Another car goes up with him. Buck still out front. Noco and Wicked right there with him. Golly, man. Can't you guys see why I get so excited now? Woo!
Yeah,
absolutely.
most definitely.
This second stage is producing some pretty amazing racing.
Buck.
Got the 88 of Blake and T pushing RJ Smitty on the outside. Doesn't look like they're going to have quite the momentum to make any good move there. But the number 2 of Mills following in behind them, trying to get that outside working.
Buck just came on board real quick, so that he's not nervous to have Noco behind him. He's actually feel real comfortable. We see Life's a Plant, RJ Smitty pulling in behind him too. Life's a Plant right there, pulls back down. RJ Smitty to the high side of Wicked. Little bit of touching. Man, I can't believe we haven't seen a yellow yet. Excuse me. And let me tell you, I'm actually not surprised at the same time with these guys. They know how to drive this track, and it's so much fun to do. So the caliber of drivers we have here in Giggity is awesome, as Buck is still pulling this freight train down the inside. Noco, Wicked, RJ, Mills, RKM, and Blakey T. All right there. Blakey T's got to find one of these cars. It's not going to be hard with these guys all pulled in. He might lose the draft as they're going to come back up on Chuck Taylor again, guys.
Yeah, I think these guys are doing a great job. They're making moves, but they're making the right moves at the right time. And it's showings like this that just go to show this is why these
they do have a longer
guys
line now.
Look at this, look. 4
outside
against 3,
ran the outside. RJ
outside.
Smitty being pushed by left of Plant. Got Mills behind Plant. And RKM at the tail of that outside line. Trying to make it work, trying to take that lead away from Buck.
Yeah, 4 to the high side, 3 to the inside now.
Intense, guys.
Oh, they're coming up on a back marker. This is going to mess stuff up a little bit. That's a number 9, a Checkmate Taylor.
You got 2 Chevys pulling 2 forwards and a couple Chevrolets all on the inside. Let's see how everybody can work. That high side is where I like to be here. The less likelihood of hitting that apron. Got to be a little bit more cautious about that high side too. It is longer, but it is faster in my opinion. A lot of these guys like to run it directly on that yellow lining. I personally, if I have to be down there, try to stay off of it just a little bit. But that if you give somebody an inch, they will take a mile in this track. So something I'm learning real quick. These guys are all RKM starting to pull back up. He's going to go to the inside. 2 cars to the outside, right back to the inside goes Mills.
The outside line falls apart. And they all fall back in line. Looks like RJ.
Chuckmate Taylor very respectfully going to the high side. RKM trying to use a little bit of that draft from that car though, but that's very respectful of him. He went low the first time, went high to let these leaders go by. Tried to use a little bit of that draft, didn't work out for him. Hopefully he can stick on to it. RJ Smitty right back there, jumping on board behind the bumper, jumping on the border of our Canadian buddy RKM. I'm going to start calling him Pinky RKM because he keeps calling me Pinky Pudding, but these guys are, wow, look how tight they are. They have not left each other's bumper except for the first time when they went into pits, and then after that they still were Velcro to each other. This is awesome.
You see, I know as a Team No-Co driver myself, we do get together quite often, as much as we can, and we practice together over and over and over. And it's showings like this, it just goes to show that we're working together as a team and practicing as a team when we know how each other drives.
And that's awesome that you guys do that too. The more you work with each other, you know each other's driving styles, you know how it's going to work out. Plus, you know they're all in a team communication with each other. The 2 Fords pull in behind the 3 Chevrolets. I'm trying to see who that's in on the outside. I do believe, if I saw that correctly, that's Chuckmate Taylor trying not to lose the draft, trying to use him to keep up with the draft. RJ Smitty following behind them. Oh, License Plant goes to the outside.
I don't know how many laps have been run so far, if we can find that out, but I'm sure they're going to have to be starting to make green flag stops here for pits.
13 laps have been run, 11 to go. Like Night King just said, green flag pit stops will have to be made. I wouldn't surprise me to see them all come in down together at the same time, but you know that's not going to happen. But that would be awesome too to see that. That'd be super cool.
I think the 00 Buck just made the signal there to his team members because he's not in a party chat with them. I think he might be pitting in this time, so we'll see what happens.
Putting the hand out the window. I wish you could do that. Yes, there they come.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers.
Everybody! Oh, Chuckmate Taylor gets spun, but everybody
around on the front stretch.
I will give him an 8.7. That was a beautiful pirouette, but unfortunate for him.
Goes around and continues on down the track.
Everybody to pit lane, though. That's what we were just talking about. If it was going to happen, guys. This is so cool. Let's. We're going to have to jump on board, see what these guys do. Buck, don't give us your strategy. We only have an imagination. We can
see the strategy, see who comes off of pit road first here.
Yeah, but guys, and we see Buck pulling up first.
Yep. Buck.
And here they all come. That was so cool to see everybody coming down.
I think 12 might have got a penalty. I'm not sure. No, he's coming out now. Okay.
Yeah, Checkmate Taylor, he was going to lap down, trying to keep up with those guys. Unfortunate circumstance for him, but then seeing that whole lead pack come down, everybody's starting to spread out a little bit. Back here on board with Mills, he's falling back, doesn't see a draft partner. Blakey T, Noco again, no draft help.
The 24 goes around almost.
That's RJ Smitty. Jump back on board with Buck, wicked gatekeeper right behind him.
Back on the track safely.
That was awesome to see everybody come down, guys.
The second stage has definitely.
Yeah, unfortunate for Checkmate Taylor. A lot of people out there in YouTube land are saying that. Like I said, that's he was a lap down. He didn't want to have to, didn't want to spin around like that. But I would definitely give him a silver medal for that. Like I said, that was a good pirouette. He just he slammed the gears back down and kept on going. Wicked gatekeeper right back onto the rear bumper of Buck. Buck, I still believe, is your leader after the pit stop strategy. Then we got Life's Plant right behind him, and then behind that Mills. Those cars have to suck up on each other to try to catch this lead pack. If not, they will fall further behind there, guys.
While Pudding takes a breather, I'm just going to give you the results from the first stage, which we haven't done yet. So in the first stage, we had RJ Smitty in first. In second, we had Blakey T. In third, we had Buck Racing. In fourth, we had Wicked Gatekeeper. In fifth, we had Life's a Plant. In sixth, we had Meals. In seventh, we had Noco. In eighth, we had RKM. And in ninth, we had Checkmate Taylor.
Thank you, Robbie. We do appreciate that. So does everybody else out there. We are trying to keep up with the leaders and everything. Thanks again for Buck. Once again, if you can't hear Buck, it's because he chose not to be heard. He's just helping us out with lap counts and stuff. So thank you, Robbie, for that. As they're going through the corners right here, I can't tell what turn that is, but Buck's still leading Wicked. Wicked's right there on his rear bumper. That's down the backstretch, guys.
And we got the 24 of RJ, the 88 of Blakey T, and the 12 of RKM all together now, making a push up towards the front, which with 3 cars to the 2 cars, they might actually catch them by the end of this stage.
And I think that's NOCO right in front of him, Night King. As right as you said that, I'm glad I switched over to it just so you could show that, yeah, these 3 cars are running like this. I think they'll be able to catch, I believe that's NOCO as I can see. Yes, that is, yep, that is NOCO right there. So NOCO wants to see this come up. They want to see this. They need it. Then that'll make it 4 cars. They will get going. Robbie says, thank you, Robbie, from Tom Horton out there, Dirt Dog himself, for that update. So, yes, thank you, Robbie.
Coming across the start-finish here, they go around NOCO, and I'm sure he'll fall in behind them and make that push towards the front.
We've talked with NOCO numerous times. He does prefer to run customs over sliders. Does not mind running a slider, though. But, again, he is a great strategist, as Robbie knows. I think that's where Robbie gets a lot of it, too.
Yeah, he's definitely a good mentor, I can say that much, and he's an even better captain. The things he does for this team and with this team is absolutely amazing. I'm just looking at the points here for tonight, and we have NOCO Racing on 2026 with 26 playoff points. In second, we have RJ Smitty with 2024 with 24 playoff points. In third, we have Buck with 2011 with 11 playoff points. In fourth, we have Mills. He's got 2004 points with 4 playoff points. In fifth, we have Wicked Gatekeeper. He's got 2003 points with 3 playoff points, obviously. And then Kay Larson, who's not actually here tonight, so I think this might actually kick him out the playoffs. He has 2002 points for 2 playoff points.
Jumping on board real quick with Lysa Plant, and he's got that Black Deuce of Mills right behind him. So once then these guys are in a tandem car draft. 4 cars in that back one back there. I think they'll be able to catch everybody. Blakey T and Wicked and Buck seem to be pulling away, sticking together. Haven't been able to see Blakey T quite yet come up in this stage. We will see him at the end possibly, but again, pit strategy here. Everybody pitted there. Everybody might have had a penalty or a strategy difference, or I thought they would have all come back out real close to each other. But again, things happen on pit lane that are inevitable sometimes, guys. And now we're starting to see it. The cars break out. How many laps are left, real quick, Buck? 4 to go, Buck just said. We're coming down to 4 to go, so we will get them racked and stacked again after that, going into the third stage. But let's see how this is going to work out. Buck's still leading, Wicked right behind him, tandem 2 car. We're going to jump back here to RJ Smitty. RJ Smitty is still in that 4-car battle with NOCO, Blakey T, and RKM.
Night King needs to step out of the booth for a moment to go make a pit stop of his own.
No problem. Understandable, buddy. Hey, grab me a chicken sandwich. I hear this place has a great sauce.
Yeah, I'll have a cup of tea while you're at it.
Oh, I love Talladega nights when the driver gets out. He says, "Hey guys, grab a chicken sandwich. They make a great sauce." So many great movies out there. If you guys are out there listening to YouTube World, let's take a vote. We like to always get you guys in there. Some of your favorite racing movies or car movies in general. I love Smokey and the Bandit, Stroke Race, Days of Thunder, The Six Pack. There's what's the other one? Eat My Dust. American Graffiti.
Another recent one, Ford versus Ferrari.
My wife said Cars. She loves cars.
Yeah, I like cars. Have you ever seen the original Death Race with Sylvester Stallone?
Yes. Yeah, and a lot of people don't know, too, that the Gone in 60 Seconds was a remake, too, of the original. Oh, look at this. Yes. These cars are now stacked back up, guys. They have pulled up that. They're 3 wide, but there's a 6-car pack back here, guys, now. But yeah, there's so many great movies out there. And I just... So many movie quotes. I could do movie quotes all night with people. A lot of fun.
One of my favorite quotes from Talladega Nights is, "I'm too drunk to taste that chicken." Colonel Sanders.
Dukes of Hazzard, that's a good movie, yeah. I prefer the series over the movie, though, but I do like that movie. But yes, Dukes of Hazzard, I watched every episode of that when I was a young man. And speaking of Night King making a pit stop, we'll go to a Smokey and the Bandit reference and said he's going to be 10-10 on the side while he's taking a 10-100. My wife even said just better than a 10-200. I love her movie quotes, especially when it comes to those movies. Thanks, babe. Guys, look at this. 6 cars have now grouped up with each other back here. Mills pulling them down the lane. RKM right behind him. Blakey T, RJ Smitty, Life's a Plant, and Noco right behind him. So these guys are trying to work together to catch that lead pack. Buck and Wicked are still up there. I think we're coming down to, what, 1 or 2 to go, Buck? White flag is in the wind, as Alex Neds like to say. So these guys back here are going to definitely fight for position because points are valuable. That's why we're starting to see such hard racing, but they did work together to get back up there. Talladega Nights from NASCAR Extreme, another great movie, yes. Dukes of Hazzard, thank you guys for out there listening.
Try to see the 42 make a shot here for that first place coming off of turn 4. Got to keep your eye on that. So I'm sure it will.
My goodness, look at this pack back here as they're coming down. Remember, start-finish line not in the middle of the track, a little bit further down, so you have that option to make that last lap pass. And I think Mills is going to beat that pack to the front right there, and I believe he does, yes. Blakey... Yeah, Buck right there. Yeah, Buck doing some teamwork right there. Said he was, he noticed his teammates needed the points. They were working together. So again, that's how the teams work. That's awesome. All right, guys, we're going to head into this last stage real quick. I know they can't hear you. How many laps is the last stage when you can first see it, Buck? But yes, hey, Robbie. 40 laps.
Quick update on the Packers-49ers game. The 49ers are up 20-0 coming to the end of the second half.
Oh, there we go, man. Yeah, we do appreciate it.
Sorry, guys. I was just sending a couple of messages to my teammates, as you do.
Night King, again, man, great to have you up here. Awesome, man, to be a part of Shin Motorsports with you.
This is definitely an interesting perspective on this race instead of being in them.
I know that you and I did some SmackDown yesterday on Call of Duty. We went 2-on-3 and took them down. But yep, but great to have you on board with NASCAR. I'm going to let you take them to the green flag, buddy. Have at it, Night King.
We got the 42 starting this stage, last stage here. On the lead with the 00 Buck on the outside. 42 is going to get a good push from Mills.
You forgot to say rack 'em and stack 'em.
Side by side, rack 'em and stack 'em. That's a given. And the 42 is going to prevail on the bottom going into turn 1. The outside is staying formed up. Getting a little side draft, and the 42 is going to prevail inside. Working on that momentum.
Sorry guys, we're getting some sort of wind noise in the background. I'm not sure who that's coming from. If everybody could just check their mics and make sure it's not near a fan or anything.
Outside is still holding steady for now. The 42 is clear, followed by Mills. Mills clears the insides. Mills getting a good push from the 71, jumps to the outside.
What a power move by Mills right there to have Buck push him. Yeah, they're trying to make that outline work.
Away on the outside.
No, yeah, we got Blakey T and Noco
going
wide.
Oh, wow! Going into turn 1.
Mills is in a bad situation. Hold on to old girl.
Outside work for the lead.
Great job by Mills to hang on to that. We know how unstable those cars can be when you're 3 wide like that. Man, that was awesome. Once again, looks like Checkmate Taylor, I think, might have fallen up a little bit. No, it's not. It's RKM falling up a little bit.
Mills, Noco, and Wicked making a little contact there. 3 wide for second still.
Wow.
Inside's going to prevail. Wow. Yes, this is
pucker factor.
Intense.
Pucker factor.
Falls apart.
I think RKM just fell off too, Night King.
And the number 9.
Oh, yeah, number 9's Checkmate Taylor right there. Noco's going to try to push him, but yeah, Blakey T and RKM appear to have fallen, lost the draft. They need to work together.
Crazy moves, doing Some impressive stuff out here.
Holy cow, look at that.
was-
Wicked Gatekeeper
wow.
right behind Buck. Then comes Lights the Plant, RJ Smitty right at the inside. Noko, I can't see real quick, I believe. Nope, that's Mills on the outside. Buck's back in. No help, no. So,
As they all go single file.
my goodness, guys. And some people say Super Speedway is boring. I say, it's super intense. I can't wait to see what's going to happen at Iowa, man. There's numerous different lines. Again, different mindsets from going to Super Speedway
Outside's
down
trying
there.
to form back up. Ooh, a little contact. The 24 and Noko at 37.
Looks like
outside
checkmate.
forms up and it's going to make it work, it looks like.
Looks like RKM and Blakey T extremely
Contact 42, 71
back.
with Life Plant gets contact 42, gets knocked to the wall, and is going to fall back.
Buck still pulling him down the road. Noko in third. Wicked Gatekeeper right there. Yeah, Blakey T and RKM looks like they did get connected. Life's a Plant starting to fall off. Does not want to lose that draft. He's got to stay as smooth as possible. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars, man. 5 on 1. He's got to stay real close. Anybody can win this race. It's not over yet, guys. That last lap task can happen. Everybody just has to be able to win a race. You got to finish the race, and to finish the race, you got to be smooth and smart. That's what everybody's trying to do right now. But we still have pit stops coming up. Robbie, Night King, and T Clay. I haven't heard T Clay for a minute. I think he might be a little busy right now.
Oh, RJ Smithy taking it right to the outside. He gets past Noko. Oh, running side by
It's got
side with a 42.
Momentum
Yeah.
still going. The outside's starting to form up.
This was awesome, guys. We got 19 people out there watching. Thanks so much. The more I get to have the opportunity to do broadcasts and commentating, I have noticed what you said the other night, Robbie. We're getting more and more viewers. Thank you, guys, for everybody out there who watches and joins and watches from other series. Plus, we got family, friends of the participants. It's so cool to see how many people we get. We're only getting bigger. Oh, well, look, right as I say that, we're up to 20. This is awesome. Little Man says, "Hey, fellas, what's up, Little Man? How you doing, buddy? Great to have you on board."
If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button.
That is right, Night King. Hit that like and hit that subscribe button. We want to get up to 300. We want to hear Robbie say what he has to say. Man, I love hearing him say it all the time. 4 cars to the
I've definitely
outside.
not said it in a while.
Yeah, you haven't. You haven't. But they got to earn it this
Save it.
time. You got to earn it this
We'll
time.
save it. So to get 300, we'll get to 300 subs, and then I'll say it. And then when we get to 400, I'll say something else.
God only knows what that's
Outside
going to
line,
be, but we're going to get there. But
Good
yes,
run here.
take it, Noko. I mean, Night King, excuse me. I was looking at Noko, Coco Noko down here. Go ahead. Go, Night King. Go. Take it, buddy.
I was just saying the 24 of RKM, or no, is that Smitty?
Yeah.
I gotta have to double check. Yeah, yep. As soon as he jumped to the outside, the other 3 cars behind him jumped out there as well, and they're trying to keep that outside line working and running as they fall back to the inside lane.
Night King, I've got to ask you, for a fast driver like yourself, sitting here in the booth for the first time tonight, what's it like to actually see it from a different, perspective?
It's definitely interesting to see the guys I'll be running with next year and how they race and how fast they are. And the teamwork that goes together with these guys, the team guys, and it's just going to be interesting. I'm going to have a good time next year for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see, drivers watching other drivers through the broadcast, or if they're racing with them in a public lobby also, getting together and seeing who drives in a certain way and who's going to drive in another way, who's passive, who is aggressive,
Outside lane, lead by 24, getting a huge run on
They
the
keep
side
trying,
of
man.
Buck. As they stay side by side, outside losing a little momentum.
Buck's got to be white knuckling her right now with seeing everybody that's around him. Okay, we cannot exactly say what he just said, but he said he's a little nervous. We'll put it, we'll make it PG right there. He's a little nervous, but Buck, that was hilarious. Again, Guys, once again, if you can't hear Buck, that's for a reason. He chose not to be heard tonight, doing the in-car for us, leading the race, giving us updates, and we really do appreciate it.
To the outside again, trying to form that lineup.
RJ Smitty right there with him, yep.
Getting a good push. Unfortunately, the inside lane has the more cars lined up, and they're going to keep the momentum.
And Nike, I'm glad you're having a good time up here, man. We can have you up here more often. I have a lot of fun on the track with you guys, but I have just as much, if not more, a little bit being in the booth. The first time I had the opportunity, I was nervous about doing it. Then I got even more nervous when I got to participate with these guys. But these guys get me so wound up and excited, as you all know, because of the intense racing, guys. It's so close all the time around here, and there's so much action.
Absolutely. I was so nervous going into my first broadcast, but I mean, all the action here on track is making it really easy for me.
You're doing real good, man. You got a great voice for it. Glad to have you up here again. Night King Racing for Shin Motorsports. We all know who he is. He's driving for them next year. And if you want to go smack some people around, we can do that a little bit later too, buddy. But we got Iowa coming up after this.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that race. That race is going to be absolutely insane madness.
I like running the high line there. I like saving tires, but everybody knows Blakey T has his own line named after him there. They call it the Blakey T for a reason, so we're going to get there, but we have to finish this super speedway as Buck is pulling us down the way. Noko up to third, Wicked right behind him. Do you think these guys are all going to pit again at the same time when it comes down to it?
The contact between Life of Plant and Noko.
Oh!
Outside, trying to make that run work. Well, it's just so tough trying to stay off of contact and keep that momentum up on the outside.
I ended up beating Alex Ned here by next to nothing just because of that high side. That's my one claim to fame in NASCAR Heat 4 is I got to beat Alex Ned one time, and it was here. That high side is fast, but you got to have help to do it. It is longer, but you keep more speed and more minimum up. 18 people watching, 119 comments right now. Thanks for everybody out there. This is cool. Little Man says, no, they will not all pit together. We did see that, though, in the second stage. They did. So, yeah, you're right. Third stage was a little bit different. I don't know. I'm just wondering. But NASCAR Extreme says, Buck is probably crapping his pants. Well, that is damn near the words that he used. He just had a little bit more of a adult version to that. But, yes, NASCAR...
Euphemize.
Yeah, euphemize. That's right. NASCAR hit that one on the head.
Like do a shout out to NASCAR Extreme and say hello, buddy, and hope you're okay.
Looks like there's a pretty good gap between third and fourth. Now I imagine they're going to try to stay formed up like that, and once they catch up, make a big run on the outside. And as they do, here they come. With a huge run on the outside, going to be side by side with Buck for the leader with RJ Smitty taking the lead on the outside. It's not clear yet, but he has the run. Can he make that pass? As the momentum on the outside slows down, Buck keeps the lead. But they're not giving up on the outside yet. This is intense racing we got here. As the outside lane falls back and hops back in line on the bottom. Everybody's so close, bumper to bumper. Noko giving a good push to the 42. Gonna remain in line. Keep it held where they got it.
Yeah, sorry guys, a little bit zoned out there just watching this race. These guys They're doing such an amazing job holding that line down. Oh, as they get a little bit squirrely there. I gotta say, big shout out to Buck. He has done nothing but hold that line nice and steady at the pole position there, and then, you know, it must be a nice feeling for Buck having a teammate behind him, knowing that his teammate's not going to stick his nose in, he's not going to make any silly moves, getting under him or anything like that, so he must feel real comfortable. And then RJ Smitty got to do a shout out to him as well, because he is constantly going to the outside, trying to get that outside line to work and take the leadership on that one.
Yeah, NASCAR says, hey, Robbie, I'm doing all right. Hope all is well.
Oh, Smitty sticks his nose in, gets underneath Noko for that fourth spot. Noko gets hung out to dry, falls to the back of the pack. Now we got to be coming up on green flag stops here pretty soon in the next few laps.
Yeah,
Real quick, Buck, I know you're out there. Yeah, can you give us an update? Do you have an estimate on pit lap? Okay. He's letting everybody know that yeah
RJ
that
Smitty.
oh license
Contact,
plate.
gets to the apron, rises up, Noko gets under, makes contact with Noko.
No,
Keeps
NASCAR
his
tonight
slot there
is
for
sliders. Sliders tonight, NASCAR. Yeah, so Buck doesn't have an exact pit lap yet. He's going to try to figure it out when everybody else does. But they are still like Velcro. Look at this field, and Checkmate Taylor staying right there with him. I know Blakey
They're
T and
serpentining
RKM is
and
falling off a little
snaking
bit. Yep, pulling that snail trail, like I said. Holy cow! My dog is excited about this racing, guys. Holy cow! Sorry about that. Golly, I didn't know you. Stop! When my dog was a puppy, I would put him on my lap and watch races, and I think he thinks this is real racing. He gets just as excited watching on Sundays like I do every night of the week watching these guys. It is kind of cool. I do have videos that he'll sit there and watch the cars go by. It is kind of cool. But yes, Buck's still pulling Wiki Gatekeeper. RJ right behind him. We still have pit strategy coming up. Chuckmate Taylor late pulling up behind him.
Oh,
Right there, Noko.
RJ Smitty pushes the 42 up the track and tries to take the inside line. He's going to give it back to him, though.
Yeah, if you give an inch, you know, people are going to take that mile. That's what we were talking about. If there's just a little bit of room, Robbie, people are going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
As Buck stays glued to the right side to that, as close to that yellow line as he can.
It looks like Buck's going to be coming in this time. I think it's good how the drivers do that. Even though they're not in the same party chat, they'll signal to the other drivers when they're going to come in. So they come out of two, they come down the back strip, they just move over just a little bit.
Goes Buck to the lead. Buck to the lead. Buck to the pits by himself. Nobody comes with Buck. No drafting help coming out of this, and he is extremely frustrated. Oh wow, holy cow! Not what he wanted. Right as Robbie, that's the commentator's curse talking about. He was talking about that, talking about that sign. Say, hey, come on with me. Way to jinx him, Robbie.
Sorry.
The rest of the pack stays out for another lap. I believe he will be trapped a lap down.
That is not good. Buck, he had such a good race going for himself tonight.
Got the 12 entering the pits now of RKM.
Here we go. Who's going to take the pit?
As well as
that really wasn't good for Buck,
and
but
everybody else
knowing
is
Buck,
coming
I
in.
think he's going to be okay. He's gonna find a way to get back up there because all these guys right here are causing a cluster going into the pits.
Hey, welcome
Somebody
back.
might have got a penalty right there.
Welcome back. That's T Clay. Yeah, it took a little bit of a moment there. Tom Horton, we know him as Dirt Dog. He says, poor Buck, man. And thank you for everything you do real quick. Dirt Dog, you're a great ambassador of sport in this league. I met him in a public lobby. And Ed, he's in development, and he tells everybody about Giggity. And so thank you for everything you do out there, Dirt Dog, man. We do appreciate it. RJ Smitty coming out first. Noco's going to come out behind him. Then Checkmate Taylor as we're sitting here watching him pull off.
See, I think that Buck's going to have a couple of drivers to work with as he come around the home stretch here, coming into turn 1.
Yep, it looks like he's going to be right up there with the leaders as he makes his way past the orange car. Here he comes. He's got a car right in front of him. He might be able to get around this one and get to the next one. Let's see what happens here with Buck RCN. And he makes the pass. Does he have enough to catch? Momentum. He does have it.
Yeah, little man says, I told you they aren't going to pit together. Well, I think the intention was to on Buck's behalf, but once again, he's in our chat. He's helping us out. So without having verbal communication, but they all did kind of down there. But yeah, you're right, little man. Man, that is unfortunate for Buck, especially being up front leading so many laps tonight.
So we've had a green flag pit stop. So, Buck, if you could tell us who's in the top 5.
Now, Life as a Plant has a bunch of nose damage.
Yeah, it looks like Buck actually did. I think it worked out better for him doing it like that, the way it worked out, because he had to not wait on nobody at all. Neither did RJ Smitty, so they are hooked up now, and here we go. As Buck says, I am going back to the front. Forget that. You follow me.
I think T-Clay just got back from the bar. He disappeared, and now all of a sudden he's super excited. I think he just came back from the bar having a couple adult beverages. Holy cow, buddy.
Yeah, Life of Plant has a ton of nose damage, so that could hurt his chances here in this race.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier tonight, King. We all know how important aerodynamics is at this track. You can't have any crinkle or wrinkle. It will affect you. But yeah, we're jumping on board with Wicked and Mills. They're going to come up behind Life of Plant right now.
Do you think it's going to come down to RJ Smitty and Buck here, with RJ Smitty having one extra lap of tires and fuel?
Look at that, guys. Noko by himself. What are you talking about? Don't preach, Puddin'. I don't know what you're talking about, Dirt Dog. Wow, man.
All spread out.
Yeah, we just went from being under one blanket to where the heck is everybody and what the heck just happened? Holy cow, things just got changed. We talked about it in the pre-race, though. Anybody can win this race.
Let me ask you this. How glad do you think RJ Smitty was to see Buck coming up on his rear right there after he come out of the pits? Thinking he was all by himself, and then here comes Buck, which pitted a lap early and right up on him.
Yeah, I think he thought to himself, that's a lot
of the game tonight here at Talladega.
Buck, how many laps to go there, buddy? 14 to go. How many you got on fuel? Woo! So it's gonna be close. Should be good.
Is Liza Plant, Mills, and Wicked Gatekeeper, are they running top 3? Is that who's up there? Third? Okay, so Noko's sitting in third right now, so. Alright, guys. Wicked Gatekeeper's up here also.
How far back is Noko from y'all? He's by himself, correct? Don't you want to slow down and wait on him?
Even with the nose damage that Life of Plant has, he's still sticking behind Wicked and Mills. They got a 3-car group. Now
Buck, you're doing good, man. You're looking strong out there. Keep it up.
Great to have you back, D-Clay. We wondered where in the same heck you went. You know,
yeah, that's some stuff I had to go deal with, so
he came back with a vengeance.
What do you mean?
You just jumped in.
Happy to be here, man.
I'm glad to have you, but you just jumped in out of nowhere with pure excitement and surprised all of us.
I'll tell you what, man, I enjoy broadcasting, enjoy watching these races. I was glad to be able to sit back down in my chair and watch this race, especially knowing to come down to the end right here. So,
as RJ Smitty makes a move on Buck for that lead, is he going to hold it? Is he going to clear him? Doesn't look like it. Side by side.
Side by side. Do you think this may heavy contact? Do you think this will give him time for Noko to catch back up? I do not believe so. As he is so far back.
Side.
Two Chevrolets trying to put all that horsepower down. RJ Smitty not giving up on the outside.
What do you think RJ Smitty's doing here? You think that with 14, 15 laps to go, you would just sit there and ride it out?
Yeah, keep that draft momentum up.
Keep that draft going.
Big of a gap as you can on Noco. That single car running by himself behind him.
Smitty looks like he really wants a round Buck. Will he make that pass in that 24 car? Puddin', what's your thoughts? What's going through J.R. Smitty's brain right now as he is pushing Buck and looks like he's trying to get around him here with 12, 13 laps to go?
All right, buddy. Good talk. Yeah,
But,
I think that.
I think it's just them two. They got a big gap. You know, he's got all these laps to try to make that pass, and as soon as he makes that pass, you know, the more comfortable he is trying to keep that 0-0 car behind him for that win.
I think RJ's trying to get round it because either RJ Smitty or Buck has got a little bit of lag, and as they're getting together, running bumper to bumper, one of them's lag spiking.
Shoots to the outside. RJ Smitty outside.
Oh,
dives to the inside.
fakes
Crossover move. Keeps the inside. Gets the momentum. Gets the lead. Still not clear. Maintaining the lead. And he is clear of Buck. As RJ Smitty takes the lead here at the Geico 500 at Talladega.
Don't worry about it. Stay calm. So you got plenty of time left.
Plenty of race here left.
Yep. Hey, real quick, Robbie, just to let you know, Ashley woke up, had her cup of coffee, she's awake, and said, hello, mate.
Hello, mate. How you doing? Hello, love. Splendid.
She appreciates it again. Everybody knows my technology's a little bit behind time, so I have to use her phone to get a hold of Robbie every now and then when we do talk. And man, we were FaceTiming quite a bit when we first started, and Ashley and Robbie know each other very well, and it's great that they can banter back and forth just like Robbie
Helen
and I
Keller?
can, huh, Ozzy? Helen Keller, what? Look at this, guys. Look at this, man. We have a great battle. Buck's trying to keep up with RJ. RJ made that power move on that, you know, so like I said, maybe it's not a fantastic, maybe it is a fantastic thing. You can't exactly hear Buck's words after that happened and a little bit earlier in the race, but we do appreciate your work. Thank you for doing this tonight, Buck. Thanks for keeping us up to date. Let's click back here. We got a 4-car battle. Chuck Mate Taylor, Life's a Plant, Mills, and Wicked Gatekeeper all back here together, too. So this is a 4-car draft as there's 2 for the lead. Talladega, love this track. Of the 2 super speedways out there, Night King, Robbie, T. Clay, what do you guys prefer? Now let's put that out to the fan vote out there. Which of the 2 super speedways do you guys prefer? Me personally, I like Dega. It's a little bit wider. You have a little bit more room for air if it does happen. But let's start with Robbie, then go to Night King, T. Clay, and then everybody else out there in YouTube land. Let's hear your thoughts.
Yeah, mine's definitely Daytona, without a doubt. So, yeah, T. Clay?
I'm gonna say Daytona. Night. I like it a lot. It's fast, super fast. If you don't hold that line, people can get away from it real quick, and I like the competition that you can get at Daytona, especially in the Heat and World Challenges at nighttime.
Now, me, I love Talladega. It's fun to run. But the more challenging track is definitely Daytona. It's a lot harder to keep that bottom line held steady. Makes it a lot harder.
Let me ask y'all this.
Real quick, we
Do
got
y'all
Little
remember
Man.
the-
Go ahead.
Little Man says Dega. The Goat says Dega. Sean Taddy says Daytona. And then Tom Horton, I don't know what that was because I can't read him. I have him blocked right now. So, anybody
Timmy
else?
Hose, I love their coffee.
Do y'all remember the days where we had no draft at the super speedways?
Oh, that was
Tell me
inappropriate.
about that.
That was inappropriate. That was inappropriate on so many levels. Golly.
It just does not work.
Wow. Alan out there. Alan said either.
That was a bad few days.
Now, how many laps have we got left in the race here?
Phoenix.
Five
laps to
yes,
go
at
here.
Talladega. Looks like the battle is definitely going to be between Buck and RJ Smitty. with a huge lead up on third.
Come on, Buck, you're in the chat with us. Do you think you got what it takes?
He's not in the chat. He's just talking
He's
to
definitely
us.
in position for it. Absolutely. There's about half a lap between second and third.
Real quick, Buck was, he said no matter what happens, he's happy with this race. He's got some stage points, helped his teammate out, but he's still going to go for that black and white. He got himself a green and white, too. RJ Smitty and Buck still up here pushing. They have to work together, though. We see
Sorry,
that 4
buddy,
car
one second. One sec.
Go ahead,
Somebody's
buddy.
breathing all over the mic, or there's a really windy background from somewhere. I'm not sure what's going on. So if you guys just have a check on your mics, make sure that you've not got it too close.
It
Or...
might be T-Clay because he just got done running back from the bar. He's still out of breath.
The bar.
If I'm not talking, my mic's muted.
But as you say that, I think I will walk to my refrigerator.
Get me one while you're there.
In 4.
Now we got 4 to go here
In
at
4,
Talladega.
good buddy.
Got a hell of a race here for the lead.
Little
Yes,
man,
sir,
thanks
we
for
do.
joining in. Little man says, you all be good. I'm going to go work on Bristol for Thursday. Thanks, little man, for joining. And always great to have you. Congratulations on your team, man. Can't wait to race against you guys. So go put that work in. That's a fun track. So thanks for joining in. We still have a couple laps left here, and we're going to Iowa after this. Man, I do love some Iowa, too.
I am ready to watch Blakey T at Iowa. I know that.
Yes.
If he
Very
does not
impressive. The first time I met Blakey T was before I even knew Giggity existed, and he smoked my bottom.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching his car and seeing how he runs it tonight.
Iowa.
If he does not win there, I will never listen to him about Iowa again. As we get breaking news from Sean Tattersall, 49 Chiefs to the Super Bowl. Go Niners.
Absolutely, we got
Nice.
3 to go here at Talladega now.
I would boot Dirt Dog too. He's super slow, always has a rookie stripe on, wrecking people. He is a bullet out there. Sorry guys, but like I said, that's on
RJ
YouTube.
Smitty running first, got Buck
Yeah, kinda
on
reminds
his
me of
bumper
T-Clay.
right behind him. We got a huge gap to third. As moves are being made here.
Buck goes to the high side, trying to
his
make a
quarter,
move on him.
his quarter, trying to side draft.
That high line is fast though. You can gain great momentum up there. Buck trying to make that work.
Buck, how many laps we got right here?
Buck's trying to throw RJ off of his.
Okay, Buck's going. He just hit white flag, so focus, concentrate, Buck. We won't bother you anymore as you go to the outside. Buck to the outside.
Side by side. Here we go, boys.
Going into turn 1, still trying to make that work. The preferred line on the inside, but more momentum can be driven. Side draft to happen. RJ Smitty and Buck, 1 and 2. Buck makes a great move. Little
Buck.
Contact into the in the rear quarter panel.
My side still gaining momentum.
Look at that, though. Chevy on Chevy crime going down the backstretch for the win,
gets out of
guys.
the way of the leaders.
Very respectful of Blakey T. He's inching his way up there on that outside, slowly but surely. Contact made.
Smitty gives him a little bump. He didn't mean to do it.
Still,
Yeah.
Here
still
comes
plenty of
Buck.
laps.
He's still on his tail. Does he have what it takes to get to the finish line here? Can Buck RCN get this done?
I am on my feet right now.
Here comes Buck in the 0-0 right on tail of RJ Smitty. And it looks like RJ Smitty's going to take the win here at Talladega.
Buck running second, no-co. Still not across start finish, but is going to finish third, I believe.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Oh,
no,
no,
he goes around.
That's like that
As
was
I say,
AI
that
there.
no-co goes around. Oh, okay.
Holy cow. I get to say that to somebody else. T-Clay?
You got to see where everyone else
breathe.
finished in that battle. That was intense race for the lead.
But that
As
was
my
intense,
king goes
man.
to take another pit stop.
That was awesome, man. We had some great racing, pit strategy.
Absolutely
Everybody,
incredible.
that second stage when everybody came down to pit lane together, that was awesome to see too. I mean, hey, real quick, Buck, since you did finish second, if you don't mind, just go to always allow before we get to you to Iowa. Again, people weren't being able to hear you. You did that intentionally so you could focus on the race. We do appreciate everything. Tom Horton out there, Dirt Dog, said great race. But yeah, man, that was awesome. If you can just go to Always Loud real quick and just pick up on your real quick thoughts. We'll get RJ Smitty up here after Iowa.
I really thought I was gonna have him. When I came around when I went going turn 2, and I actually started pulling him on that side draft. Oh, my beat, I can still feel my heartbeat through my chest. It's insane. That was a really good race between me and RJ. But that was just insane. I didn't even think I would have been able to do anything with the side draft, and it kind of worked out, but sadly just didn't really have it there at the end.
Now, what'd you think about when you made the pit stop, your last pit stop there, and you were the only one to go in that lab? What'd you think? You think you were going to come out even close to the front?
Honestly, I thought that I would have been maybe like a couple of seconds, like not a couple, maybe like a second behind everyone. And when I finally went in, I got behind RJ. I was like, okay, I think this might have been the best thing I could have done. Because, one, I'm not going in, I'm not really taking any risks by getting hit and getting a black flag going into pit road. I think that's the best thing that could have happened in this race. I'm just really proud of my whole pit crew getting decent pit stops for once. And also do thank Noko and Wicked. It was a heck of a race. That was insane.
Congratulations, man. I know you worked your rear end off. I'm going to let you get going. We're going to sign off real quick because we got to go to Iowa. But once again, we will be back. T. Clay, Robbie, Night King, and Put in the booth. Buck, thanks for being our in-race reporter there. We do appreciate all your help and your updates. Great race. RJ Smitty, congratulations to you. Congratulations to everybody. We will get the podium finishers up there in the booth afterwards. We just did that real quick because Buck is here. Real quick, this is me saying we'll see you in Iowa, guys. Y'all be safe and bye!
Bye!
Alright,
Hold on real quick. We're not quite off the air, just that way, nothing there.